It was a second-half comeback that led the Tigers to victory. A defensive display that frustrated the visiting ECU.
Finally find our energy and turn the game around. And got a good victory before we go on the road.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome into the Sunday Night SportsZone. We're talking Tiger basketball. The victory over ECU Saturday afternoon. It was a game that had its ups and downs, kind of like the previous two Tiger basketball games. In the end, it was stifling defense and a major second-half run that helped propel them to a win. Here's more from the FedEx Forum. After struggling in back-to-back conference games, the Tigers made a point to jump on Saturday's opponent ECU early. In the first few minutes, it was all home team spreading out to a 9-2 lead by playing both ends and playing the kind of basketball Tiger fans could appreciate. But soon after the opening run, the Tigers' offense hit a lull. And East Carolina started hitting most of their shots. The Pirates popped 3 after 3, and the Tigers went from leading to losing by 8 points at the half.
We just kind of got lackadaisical and bad closeouts. They made a lot of tough threes early on that we didn't expect them to make. So
at halftime, I just challenged them on just getting their focus back, and playing basketball the way that we know how.
In the second half, the Tigers did just that. They flipped a switch again. This time, they never turned it off. DeAndre Williams led all scorers with 19 as the Tigers easily erased a halftime deficit. It was all key by smothering defense that led to a 22-0 run.
You know, we got the right group on the floor, and they were all committed to, just doing whatever it took to just make everything hard for them. And that was Memphis basketball in that segment.
All right, 69-59, the final count as the Tigers improved to 2-1 in conference play. Let's check out the game's final stats. 15 steals for the Tigers, 22 turnovers forced. That's the number that really stands out. Alex Lomax, that's what he does best. 7 steals in this ball game. He's tied for second in the nation in total steals. Here's more on Alo's performance.
Small, stolen by Lomax.
Everybody always talks about his offense, but he's, to me, the best defensive guard in the country. I think he was second in the nation, but these 7 steals a day probably could go to first. I mean, his value is not going to ever be diminished in our eyes because he just does he makes so many winning plays where someone could say, well, he's not scoring, but he's not going to allow his man to score. And those plays that he made are huge plays that I know that he can make at any time while he's out on the floor.
And Lomax took it away.
I saw the flow of the game. Things wasn't looking well for us, like just overall. And I had some energy left in me that I didn't exhaust, so I wasn't going to leave the facility with energy left in me. So I just played with everything that I had. And, I've been in college for a while, so I just use a lot of angles that I know and just a lot of things and tricks and trades of defense that I know, and I just exhausted all the energy I had while doing that. So it played in our favor today, and my teammates, they know how I can get defensively, so they read everything right, and it just executed well.